Liber Umbera, 2014 to 2016, November 7th. Which was a Saturday. Let's see if I can figure out how to study a camel. 784 to 813. The pages of Sunan Abu Dawood. I watched real a reappearance of the Mahdi and mandrake root, mother principle, orange, youthful. 2:44 a.m. was the cross quarter, so the night before started Samhain. Month 10 of year 3, Vana or Hugh Mahanta is at the Golden Wisdom Temple. Then, the spiritual exercise of Ek 3-9 to 7 to 3-9, not at 5:20 a.m. So that is when the dream happened. That is going to be shared in one of my faux New Age seminars. That Sunday, the 8th, 8:14 to 8:66 of Sunan Abu Dawood. It's on the table there. I guess I'll say more about that volume. We can say that there's a lot of misunderstandings that are cleared up when you actually read these hadith books for yourself. So, winner and loser's choice for Mandrake, and what was the orange symbolism that I used? I don't know. I watched Your Future of the Religion. You in the Future of the Religion, Maulana Sayyid Jawed Qazwini. 2, Examining the Science of Hadith, and the main Shia books, Sayyid Jawed Qazwini, lessons Sayyid Abu Alala, Surah 10 through 18. That is a lot. 10 and 11. Okay. Sorry if I'm going slow with this one. On the 9th, I listened to Sayyid Abu Alala Maududi, Surah 12 and 13. I watched Why Do Shia Pray with Hands Down. Well, the argument is very weak. Is it that the Prophet taught that the hands should be down? No. It's that some of the narrations don't include all the details, and therefore some narrations say, don't mention praying with the hands folded across the chest, with the arms folded across the chest, right over right, left. A lot of the narrations actually don't put that. And narrations that say that such and such later, after the Prophet died, made us to do this, doesn't mean that it was forced. It meant that this is what they taught. So no matter who was teaching, obviously it was being taught to fold the arms over the chest. Somebody would have objected and said, this is not part of a salat. If, mandrake root representing liver dye, Tibetan healing incense representing concentration. The seasonal points became those 8 points became a particular time for if I'm going to use the Tibetan healing incense to bring it out at that time, are the best 10 days of the year, that sort of thing. Cinnamon, aphrodisiac. Or, now, when I use that sort of symbolism, it's not like it's for any one particular individual or that sort of thing. So let's not say, well, he interacted with this person and he's using this symbolism that day, so he's casting a spell on them. First of all, I don't worship the herbs. I make scent offerings. I can put symbolism with them just like I can pray for whatever I'm going to pray for, if you're going to use that term. When I say divination, I do not mean anything along the lines of, predictable omen readers. Now, you can't predict how you're going to shuffle and cast a lot of the times or at all, but that there's going to be oracle right then and there, so I don't mean that sort of thing. Read Surah 83 and 84 of the Rashid Khalifa translation and discussed it with my father, and read 1 through 60 of the necessity of the Hadith in Islam by Ahmad Hamda. So that necessity of passing on the tradition of the inspired words of a prophet is essential, and you'll see evidence of that appears in the Bible. It appears in other spiritual traditions, that what the prophets taught, that wasn't just quoting God, was a very important thing. Now, when we get to Paul and onwards, you don't, sorry, my joints. Because I think you can probably hear my knee popping. The Paul and the later Christians said, they basically, Paul in particular was a philosopher, and he said, other people, not philosophy. That's not right for anybody after me to use philosophy. The Bible really says that. But they definitely thought over things. Now, thinking over things and trying to write a spiritual book does not mean that you're inspired in the same way that when we talk about religion, that we mean inspired. The word is misused as a result of Christian usage, particularly Baptist and charismatic. Lesson Sayyid Abu Alala Maududi, Surah 14 through 19 on the Tuesday. Tibetan healing incense representing relief of mental strain. So instead of the drug use of Greta Thunberg, the young woman who never has to work in her life, I presume, or get anything done except speak and sit around with signs, that she, it'd be good for her to meditate or something. Let the scientist speak and give us the information I know emotional speeches can be of benefit and they can talk of certain issues that are real, but speaking to and her hatred for a particular person who's actually doing more than for the environment than previous presidents. Well, the national parks of who's Roosevelt? Did Roosevelt help set up all those national parks? But that didn't do as much for the environment as some things that are going on. So, and some calls that are going on to remove some welfare for pollution, for polluting companies that should be getting by on their own. And it's not like we'll have less of a shortage of food, less poverty, if we take some of that welfare away from those from those meat and dairy corporations. So, she picked the wrong person to scowl at, but whatever. Myrrh, mysterious fragrance. Okay, nutmeg, love. I'm aware there's pollution and issues like this. I'm just, it was a conservative argument. It wasn't that she believed the same of what people presume conservative and liberal are what people say they are. It's how you believe stuff. I watched the Shia Views on Knowledge of the Unseen, a program, Ramadan 1433. Is it program 11, I guess? Mandrake, representing the feminine. Explanation notes by Ahmed Hassan. I read 867 through 906 of Sunan Abu Dawood, English translation, and 907 through 943 next day. So we're still on volume 2, chapters 513 to 537. Surah 85 through 88 of the Rashid Khalifa, translation to my father, on the Wednesday. Tibetan healing incense representing anti-anxiety. That's also, well, anybody, but also that Greta Thunberg person that's been in the news on and off for a while here. Let's definitely, let's pray that she's able to deal with her anxiety. Mandrake root, desire to hunt. I should probably get the root and figure out how to make my own salve. That, I guess, would be on the list of, if it's not too expensive, because I had eye stuff that, it would relax your eye and and help you sleep. Okay. I watched Quran, The Cure to Social Illness. Sid Jawad Qaswini. Jawad, why I don't remember his name. I just said his name. The successorship of The Last Messenger, and an EA wedding program, Speak in the Tongue of the Spirits. And, okay, the successorship. Let's remember that Muhammad appointed a bunch of people to roles in their lifetime. There is evidence that he just said, leave it, choose from among you. So it's got to be a believer, but choose from among you who's going to lead after me. So even though he appointed Ali with more positions than anybody, and made sure that the general people accepted that he was a deputy, it doesn't mean that he had chosen him, that you must be the next Khalifa, and therefore, how the order of life went, then Hussein and Hassan and Hussein would have been next. Definitely Hussein was picked, but stronger than the second and the third of the Rashid, Khalifa Rashidun. So I listened to Sayyid Abu Alala Maududi, Surah 20 and 22 through 22, 23 to 28 on the Thursday, the 12th. I contemplated with the mystic Fari Tarot, and I believe you will see that series on my channel if you look it up. You know, my arrangement of the meanings and themes into, is it 12 programs? I don't know. I watched program 18, The Quran of Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib, alayhi salam, Dr. Sayyid Amar Naqshwini, Majid Ali. Oh, by the way, it's same to the letter of the Ibn Masud or any of the other ones from the first 500-year compilations. Don't let people fool you about this compilation or that compilation. It's all the same. I've checked it out. It's, you know, you do have dialects, but versions, and we admit that. But if you look within a particular dialect version, you're going to find the same to the letter. And if you're going to look between them, you're not going to find, you know, the difference that you think there's going to be. Because it's not like a single chapter of Genesis, which is going to have more variety. And you're not going to have conflicting meanings between the dialectical versions, because they're only dialectical versions. They're not, you know, they're not like the Sephardic, Ashkenazi, Asiatic versions of Tanakh, which even though they have the same number of letters and columns and rows, that you have some variations in it that are not just, you know, some dialect thing. And so I watched Out of Egypt, 1-4, Why Evil Exists, episode 1 through 4. So I believe I started watching Why Evil Exists, you know, for the next 10 days or something. Mandrake, Desired Damage, Ginger, Aphrodisiac. 4:44 p.m. starts Safar, 1437. I read page 61 through 120 of ISBN. Oh, okay, what is it? The Necessity of Hadith in Islam. Okay. Fairy Tarot. I contemplated with it on the Friday, too. Again, I'm not saying, oh, I can shuffle a deck of cards, I can see the future and the unseen. Never, ever have I claimed such things about any oracle or device or something. I can meditate till I see colors, and therefore I'm going to tell you the future because I saw these colors. It doesn't work like that. Either. Barbara Moore. So I read the guidebook I through XIX and 1 through 41. Rooibos, you know, the African red tea, symbolizing prevention. Mandrake, the desire to hurt. I watched Eckhart celebrating 50 years, 1965 to 2015. Now they say, oh, this is when it was made public. And they even say, why don't they say, if he really, during all that time in Scientology, he was number 3 in Scientology during the 10-year period where it said he was working to get his 5th initiation as the Mahdi, as they call it, of Eckankar. And, well, I mean, there's a lot more sense. And then it became a 9th initiation thing for the next leader, and the 3rd leader, the same thing. But the 3rd leader is saying, well, you got to be at least a 14th initiate to be. So that is how that changed. But anyways, so it's like they don't believe that Eckankar existed until after that episode called Behold Ek of The Twilight Zone. And shortly thereafter, Paul Twitchell invented Eckankar and went full on public with it by 1965. So that alone is an issue. I've watched Why Evil Exists, episode 1 through 4. I listened to Sayyid Abu Alala Maududi, Surah 29 through 33. Enochian Key 19, author 30. 1103 to 11:15 a.m. I contemplated with the mystic Barry Tarot, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and, weeks to come, obviously. Mandrake, Scent Offering, Miscarriages, and Humanoid for the Sunday. Ginger, representing healing, psychic protection on the Sunday. Rose, love. I'm not seeing a second offering. But I guess it's when I boil the rose hips in my tea, right? 9:06 to 12 of 9:06 a.m. to 12:06 p.m. What did I do? The experience workshop. The spiritual something workshop, the Eckankar thing. So I watched Why Evil Exists. I listened to Sayyid Abu Alala Maududi, Surah 34 through 36. 7:57 to 8:11 a.m. Enochian Key 2. I read page 212, 42 through 100. Okay, that makes more sense. ISBN 139780. The Guide to Mystic Fairy Tarot, and 100 through 152 the next day. And I watched 1 through 4 of Why Evil Exists on the Saturday and the Sunday. Ancient Mysteries 1-4. Enochian Key 3. 9:03 to 9:24 a.m. and 7:57, 8:11 a.m. Key 2 on the Saturday. I believe I mentioned that. Ancient Mysteries 1-4. What is this? Oh, something about some false gods. Okay, let's a couple more pages here for this program. So Monday the 16th, I watched Why Evil Exists 1 through 4. I read page 121 through 180 of The Necessity of the Hadith in Islam by Imad Hamda Roibus. Healing. Is that that's Mandrake? Mandrake, a love plant. Contemplative the Mystic Fairy Tarot. Enochian Key 19, author 30, 7:53 to 8:24 a.m. I listened to Sayyid Abu Alala Maududi, Surah 41 through 44. That's English and the Arabic. I listen through the Arabic on a monthly basis. Because computer failure, there's been a couple months that I haven't in this century, but Tuesday, Surah 45 through 57. I watched Why Evil Exists, 1 through 4. Contemplated with the Mystic Fiery Tarot. Enochian Key 5, 8:36 to 8:49 a.m. Anesthesia as a symbolism of Mandrake. Roibos. I'm not sure how. Roibos, I'll just call it Roibos. Energy. Lime, friendship. Orange, love. I read page 153 to 202 of the Mystic Fiery Tarot Guidebook. And in my tarot series, I'm using these guidebooks to render meaning of my arrangements. Am I saying worship whatever is mentioned on the card or some other stuff that some people may say? No, I'm not. But you see it as a picture book. So 203 to 250 the next day, this Wednesday. Okay. Okay, what is... Oh, struck dumb is a symbolism of Mandrake. You got to use proper amounts of herbs. Some things it's like, okay, use it as a salve, but if you eat it, it's like poison. And, so it's just you got to know how to use your substances. Lime, adoration, orange, youthful. Nutmeg, protection. Contemplated with the Mystic Fiery Tarot. Enochian Key 6, 7:23 to 10:43 a.m. I watched Why Evil Exists, 1 through 4. Open the gateways of inspiration. The quitting program, I guess. Listen to Sayyid Abu Alala, Surah 58 through 75. Open the gateways of On the World with Fire. Okay, I don't remember exactly what that program was called. I read on the Thursday. I read 187 to 232. Legal deposit 1432 to legal deposit 187. I'm not sure what book that is. 1432 to 15,926. Well, not two. Okay, maybe I'll find out in the next. Enochian Key 7, 10:25 to 11:35. Roibos, prevention, contemplated with the Mystic Fiery Tarot. Again, don't think I'm summoning up some djinn or something like that. That's not what I mean or intend. If whatever spiritual entity out there likes what I'm doing, it's like I'm not objecting to their presence or anything like that. They're, Mandrake, exorcism. I listened to Sayyid Abu Alala Maududi, Surah 76 through 114. I watched Why Evil Exists, 1 through 4. I watched that on the Friday too. I listened to Healing, The Holy Land, A Music Journey of Faith 3 times. I listened to, there was a mint scent offering representing animals, Rose, Secret, Mandrake, Okay, that's, treat somebody's depression. Aphrodisiac for garlic. Orange, oregano weddings. Well, oregano you can give to birds and farm animals and stuff, or put it in their water to prevent disease. Yeah, you don't have to use hard drugs. You can give people oregano. Oh my goodness. Well, not hard drugs. That's probably the wrong way to phrase it, but you know what I mean. Because overuse of antibiotics is not a safe thing. Contemplate with Mystic Fairy Tarot, Enochian Key 8, 757 to 928. Barbara Moore. Okay. I read page 251 to 292 of Guide to Mystic Fairy Tarot, and pages 1 through 44 and 45 through 88 of the Tarot, a short treatise on reading cards by S.L. McGregor Mathers, of the Golden Dawn, was for the Saturday and Sunday. Okay, Enochian Key 3, 7:13 to 43 a.m., 39. What do I say there? I contemplated with the Mystic Fairy Tarot, both days, obviously. Mandrake Root, Shrieking Sound on the Sunday, Magical Double on the Saturday. Now, again, I'm not sending my specters or some things that people may think. I watch Why Evil Exists program 7 and 8, 1 through 4 on the Saturday. Compass of the societies, something on the world, geniuses, the pence on the, I can't understand that. Rose, Roibus representing calm, Enochian Key 19, Ather 6, 8:40 to 9:41 a.m. And that is, I guess, where I'm going to stop now. And we're on November 23rd, so there's a good chance that I will finish 2015, move on to 2016 before today is over.